Did you know that the most innovative ideas often come from a place of your mind that you barely know exists? In this video, we're going to talk about the mysterious world of the subconscious mind and how it can unleash your creative potential. So what is the subconscious mind? The subconscious mind is the part of the brain that operates without you even knowing about it. So the conscious mind, obviously you're very aware of, but this part of the brain operates below that level of consciousness. So it often influences your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors, and importantly, your creativity. Our subconscious mind processes information in really interesting ways, which are really unique, and they often lead to those aha moments, something that you'd never even thought of before, and suddenly this bolt of inspiration comes to your mind, and that's the subconscious mind. So how can we tap into that? How can we use it to our best advantage? And how can we really harness it for our creativity? So some techniques that are really great for tapping into your subconscious mind are, one, meditation and mindfulness. So the ability to be able to quiet your mind. You're not going to have a moment where you'll have no thoughts. A lot of people are put off by meditation because they think that they're meant to empty their mind. I don't think that's actually possible. But if you can quiet your mind, it just allows your subconscious mind to then rise to the surface. So we can do that in lots of different ways. What are the things that make you particularly mindful? Is it gardening? Is it drawing and painting? Is it meditating? Can you find time to sit in a quiet moment every day? It's really great for your physiology as well as your mind. Is it going for walks? Is it playing with your pets? Is it playing with your children? There are lots of different things that can really quiet your mind. So anything that you particularly find relaxing, that you find that your body relaxes, and that you really find joy and peace within that thing. Another technique for tapping into the subconscious mind is dream journaling. Now, dreams are particularly powerful in uncovering creative ideas. So keeping a notebook by your bed can really capture those images and those ideas that emerge through sleep. Now, it's really interesting when you think about your dreams and you actually take notice of them and analyze them. They are just fascinating. I've been dreaming a lot recently, and I wonder if that's just because I've been more mindful of it, taking more notice, and then taking the time to write them down. This painting, here's one I did earlier moment, this painting of Badger, I don't know if you can actually see the whole thing. You can see there's a lot of different aspects involved, and this painting came from a dream. I dreamt that my whole garden had been dug up. There was tunnels everywhere, and through the tunnels I could see little tulips emerging. And at the end of the tunnel, when I found my way there was a mama badger and a baby. And so that's where this painting came from. I looked up all of the different aspects of the dream. I looked it up online. What could they possibly mean? And that's where that source of inspiration came from. I wouldn't have painted that if I didn't have that dream. And I've had quite a few other ones recently. There was a flock of flamingos and then a turkey was involved in it. Some of them are so bizarre, they don't really make any sense, but that's where the subconscious mind has rich imagery and lots of different ways of metaphorically explaining a story. Lots of strange thoughts come into your head. They don't have to make sense, but they can be symbolic of lots of different things. Free writing and automatic drawing is another way that you can tap into the subconscious. So free writing, set yourself a timer and just write down anything that comes to mind. Even if you write down the first line, I have no idea what I'm going to write, this is really weird, I feel really awkward, you'll be amazed at how quickly things start to flow. So just write anything down. Don't analyze it. Don't work out if that makes any sense, whether it's any good. No judgment on this at all. Nobody has to see it, but it's amazing how just the process of it taps into the subconscious. You'll be amazed at the ideas that start coming through. And the subconscious mind is a resource, an inner resource that we already have within us that is so powerful. They talk about how we only use 5% of our brain, maybe it's even less than that. So if we can tap into this amazing creative resource that we already have, you'd be amazed at the different things that come up. Also, the fact that you're not thinking about it, you're not analysing it, you're not judging it, encourages a lot of spontaneous expression. So you may find that a lot of things pop up that you just never even would have thought of thinking outside the box, those aha moments. Automatic drawing is a little bit different, so you just let your hand freely roam all over the paper. You don't have to think about what you're drawing, just let it happen, and you'd be amazed. If you're having a bit of a creative block, this generally gets things going, so I would definitely recommend it. It's really good, and you'll create some surprising patterns. You could colour them in. It creates amazing abstract art. Give it a go, it's really fun too. So famous creators who used the subconscious mind brilliantly, an example of this is Salvador Dali, and the most famous one, probably the one that a lot of people have seen, is The Persistence of Memory, and he created this in 1931. I'll put a picture here on the screen. So the interesting thing, he used to do quite a lot of different things to tap into his subconscious mind, because as you know, his work is surrealism. It's a lot of kind of bending the truth of what we see. So what he did was he tapped into the hypnagogic state, which is the state between wakefulness and sleep, that kind of in between where you have strange ideas coming up into your mind and vivid imagery. Strange thoughts can really occur. So what he used to do was he used to try and almost control this state. So he would sit in a comfy chair and he would hold a key in his hand and have a metal plate below. So when he dropped off, the key would fall and it would bang on the metal plate and it would wake him up. So he would never drop off completely and go into a deep state. He would always be in between. So in between wakefulness and sleep, and that's when some of his best creative ideas came about. So how can you incorporate this into your everyday life? Well, one thing that you can do is make time for meditation or mindfulness every day. So set a timer, set some time aside, and just allow yourself to have a moment to quiet your mind and see what comes up. Keeping a journal next to you might be a really good idea, just so you can jot down anything that happens. You can also do this for your dream journal. I think that's a really good way of truly seeing what the subconscious mind can come up with. It's brilliant at problem solving. Have you ever heard of the expression sleep on it? Your subconscious mind is working away at a problem and sorting it out, but it can only do that if it has the quiet of the conscious, because a lot of the time we just live in our conscious mind, worrying, thinking, ruminating. If we can tap into the subconscious, then it's got a really good resource for problem solving. A lot of the time when I'm struggling with a painting or a drawing, I will give myself a moment, I will do something else that I find relaxing, and immediately a solution comes to mind. Have you ever found that yourself? Environments and habits are another really important thing to do. So setting yourself up in an environment that you find relaxing, that you find safe, no distractions, even if it's the corner of a room, which is what I've got. Not all of us are lucky enough to have their own private kind of studio space or home office, but you can just as easily set up a little haven in the corner of a room, which is what I've done. Just put some things around you that you find enjoyable or relaxing. Maybe you could have a candle there if you like a certain smell, or play some relaxing music in this area. Headphones are great for that now. You can be lost in your own little world, but that's really important to set up an environment where you feel relaxed and feel calm. You don't feel stressed and overwhelmed. And as I touched on before, maybe doing activities that you find relaxing, like walking or drawing or painting, making sure that you're not putting too much pressure on yourself when you're doing these things that you enjoy. So if you are doing it for a living and there's the pressure to make money, make sure you have a side project as well that you just are doing just for you, to relax you and to calm your mind, especially in the busy lives that we have now. So by understanding and tapping into your subconscious mind, you can unlock a wellspring of activity that lies just below the surface in all of us. Are there ways that you really find this working, this subject we've talked about? What ways do you find to relax? What ways do you find that suddenly the idea comes to mind or a burst of inspiration happens? I'd be so interested to hear. Put them in the comments below. If you like this video and like to see more, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like a new relaxing hobby and learn how to draw more realistically, then I have my Patreon channel where I upload tutorials every week. I will put the link in the description, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.